What's going on, guys? Today, doing a video from a little haul that I picked up today. So, had a good day out. I went down to the Fairfield, California area. So, for me, being closer to Sacramento, California, I'm heading west, more towards the Bay Area. And I hit up Fairfield. Actually, where this comic book store that I hit up, it's actually Suisun, California. But it's just a little small piece of the town that's off of Fairfield. So I went to, they didn't have any business cards. I went to Waterfront Comics on Main Street down there in Suisun. If you guys are in the area, I definitely recommend checking them out. Excuse me, I'm still kind of losing my voice today, so bear with me here. But so whenever I do kind of a review on a shop, I'm going to be completely honest, but I also try to, have a very balanced perspective if I find some pros and cons. And I definitely think that this shop is a good shop that has many pros, and I'm going to bring those up, but I'm also going to talk about a huge con. So this shop is really neat when you walk in. They're fairly spacious because you got this main section, and then you got a back room that's opened up. It just kind of has like a hallway opening to this back room that you're allowed to go back in, and the owner's got just tons and tons of back issues everywhere. And they also have tons of trade, which is neat. I mean, I'm not a big trade person or graphic novel person, but he's got tons of them. So if you are looking for a store that just has a lot of stuff, this is a really good spot. They got the standard news stuff, DC, Marvel, Independence. So huge collection. And when you're in there, you just enjoy being around so many comic books. Here's my problems. One, I don't think I've been in there a few times now, and I check them out online all the time. I'm not too sure if I'm on a mailing list. If I'm not, I'm gonna check, and I'm gonna have to get on because I haven't seen any real sales. So I don't, a lot of my other shops, they got sales that go on to promote the store. Especially, I'm thinking of a store that has tons and tons of back issues and trades and graphic novels. I would think that they would do some kind of maybe like annual, semi-annual, or biannual. 20% off graphic novel kind of thing to get people in there. And the pricing is a bit high on all the back issues. When I walked up today, they had a good maybe 8 to 10 boxes outside that were half off the cover price, and it wasn't bad. It was some newer comics. I found some New 52 comics. Some newer Marvel stuff. But my thing is, and I shop at so many different comic shops, a lot of what I find in there, I can find in like dollar boxes at some stores, and even 50-cent boxes at some stores, and they're not kept in really good condition. A lot of the back, I should have bought one. I should have just bought one just to show you guys. It's like the bags, the flap of the bags are cut off, and it leaves this kind of plasticky, I'm going like this with my fingers because it's like this plasticky shrapnel or shard, like dust almost behind on the top of the books, where it's now opened because they've been cut and the top of the books is exposed, and they're out in the front. And I think I don't know if he brings them out every day. They're getting kind of worn. The sun's hitting them up there. But now going into the back issues, he's got like a lot of his stuff is in boxes. But he also has these counters that have open boxes. So think about a counter unit with how these are like open from the front. They're open from the top. So you go in, and each unit doesn't have a top on it, and you could just kind of go through the comics like that. And they're in there, and it's extremely dirty. It's like dusty. Extremely dusty. I was, going through the comics, and you start getting that black film on your fingertips. And the comics are like not a lot of them are bagged and board. And if in one little section, just like in a box, if you don't have them all bagged and boarded, and you know you see the section isn't all the way filled up, they start sliding like this. So imagine if they're not all bagged and board, what are they doing? They're getting bent. They're laying there bent. So he's got all these books, and they're not really getting taken care of. And also, none of them are priced. And let me give you an example. So I'm going through some old Avenger stuff, and I found, I think it was like issue 198. I think it was like a early 80s book. It was in not very good condition at all. I mean, I'm not a grader. I would say maybe a 5, you know, just a mid-range grade. And it had a 150 sticker on the front. And I brought it up to the counter, and they were like, "Oh, I got to look this up." She said it was in the computer at like $7, but she can give it to me for 5. I was like, I'm good. So I guess the sticker on it was you know, like an old sticker, and that wasn't the price. So nothing is priced. And this book, I mean, like I said, I could find this book at A1 probably for, you know, in the condition it's in, for maybe $2 to $3. And then of course if they're having a sale, you know, half off, $1.50. So, you know, again, I want to definitely focus on some positives of the shop too. But I think, you know, the books need to be taken care of. You know, it's like, I mean, what's the point? You know, especially if you're keeping a high, you know, price tag on them, or at least a standard price tag, you know, and the quality is just like wearing down just by sitting in the store. That's not a good look to me. So I'm almost like, I'm the type of person, I'm gonna call up the owner and be like, "Hey, you know, come pay me a day's worth, or give me a stack of you know, dollar bin back issue comics to come in there one day and like organize them for all, bag and board them all." Well, as many as he had, it did take more than a day, but shoot, I'd be in there and I'd be like slave shop working, bagging and boarding, and just because I would love to leave there or go back in there as a customer and see everything so organized. You know, I'd price tag them for them. And so shoot, I don't know, maybe I'll do that. But all right, so going into what I did get though, a really cool thing is I got this book right here for free from them, Harley Quinn and the Suicide Squad Special Edition. I have not seen this anywhere, so I got one of these for free. It's pretty sweet with the Jim Lee cover. Harley Quinn, super awesome cover. So that was good. Excuse me, losing this voice. I did find this Harley Quinn one-shot, the Future End one-shot. And the lady up there was really nice. So don't get me wrong. It's not like anybody working there was rude. You know, so don't take my cons. It's, you know, that it's a reflection of how the experience was. Because they were super sweet. She gave me this for half off. Even though it wasn't in the half off bin. And that's got the not the hologram, but what do you call these? I know they did like the old baseball cards in the 80s and early 90s with the, you know, you flip them and they change. So I got that. They did have a few more of the DC Universe Rebirth one-shot variants. I already have 2, so I believe this is my 3rd for cover price. And again, these are going for like at least $10 on eBay and on Midtown and all the websites. So that was cool. And all the only other stuff that I picked up there was the Rebirth stuff that Boys of Summer in Vacaville did not have in this week. So I got the variant of the Batgirl #1 and my favorite pickup of the day, Wonder Woman #3 variant. And I'll be getting the standard cover in the mail. Love that cover. And then we got Flash #3 variant. And I'll also be getting that standard one in the mail as well. And then the Titans #1 variant. It's kind of a cool cover too there. So, and then lastly, that's all I got from Waterfront Comics. And then lastly, I got my Star Wars 21 in the mail. Don Comic Book Junkie showed this off as soon as he got it last Wednesday, I believe, when it came out. Maybe it was Wednesday before. And just this cover. You know, he was going on about the cover. I'm going to be talking about this cover. I don't know. It's just like the symmetry. I do graphic design, and I used to design flyers and album covers for art musicians and venues for like shows and promotional materials. And this kind of reminds me of some work that we did in Photoshop, just the layout and kind of like I guess you would say this is kind of like a pastel texture to the art. But yeah, so just the layout and the colors is just, it pops and really grabs. I mean, of course, it's Stormtroopers and Star Wars, so super awesome. So that is that, guys. Waterfront Comics. That's their info. If you're in the neighborhood, go visit them and give me some feedback and say, oh man, Chris, you were right. What is he doing with his comics? He's got so many cool comics, but he's not taking care of them. I'll let you guys know if I go in there and I start cleaning some stuff up too. So, all right, guys, I think that's long enough for today. I'm gonna go rest my voice, and hope you guys have the good rest of your weekend. And until next time, thanks for watching.